Chris, are we here to promote Ohio Tech Day on September 24th?
We're going to talk about Ohio Tech Day. Yeah, for sure.
We'll get to that, right? Let's talk about the news. Let's talk about what happened this week in the Ohio tech sector. What do you have for us, Chris?
Yeah, the first one, and we've talked about this, about some of the plans previously, and more broadly, Ohio is becoming this really cool center for drone and flying vehicles and flying cars. But Kroger, as of June 7th, tested and has now for delivery drone delivery service in Centerville, which is in the Dayton area, and it's for up to 5 pounds of groceries. You just are able to place a delivery, backyard barbecue. You want to impress some of your friends and family. If you're in the Centerville area, you should do the Kroger drone delivery for groceries.
Wow. Refrigerated or dry goods only? Do you know?
Well, 5 pounds, you got to be picky and choosy. So it's like, if you're out of mustard or ketchup or something like that, it's gonna, that would be my pick for the backyard barbecue to really flex on your buddies.
Okay, so a case of Bud Light. Not that I order a case of Bud
maybe
Light.
Maybe like some Gatorade for people to stay hydrated in the warm weather.
Right, there you go. Okay, well that's cool. That's good to see. I mean, I saw an interesting video out of Japan of a fire and rescue service. Really, a truck pulls up, flaps pop open, a firefighting drone pops out, flies up and douses a high rise with water. So it's happening.
It is, and I feel like in some ways, like I kind of just like read it as like, hey, this is some news and this is what's going on. But like when you think about it, I'm like looking outside my window right now, like how crazy is it that grocery stores are now doing? And it's a test. It's early. It's like one store, but to like look up and see your neighbor getting groceries, like that's just nuts. And it's happening in Ohio, which is really cool.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, speaking of interesting things in Ohio, we're going to go to story number 2. I got to plug Voltage Valley. It's been a few weeks since we plugged Voltage Valley, but the good news is there's already a supply chain emerging, and that's the best thing that can happen when you establish regional leadership in a certain sector, fintech, insurtech, health tech. We're going the Voltage Valley route with EV, electric vehicles, but there was an event here the other day. The Youngstown Warren Regional Chamber stated that there are already 11 additional companies beyond Altium Cells, the $2.3 billion project, beyond Lordstown Motors, setting up to build out an electric vehicle supply chain, which could result in several thousand more jobs beyond the ones that have already been announced through Altium Cells. And so they're all suppliers, right? So that ecosystem setting up of suppliers into the plan for additional services would be phenomenal. So 8 of them are for Altium Cells, 3 of them are for Lordstown Motors. And that, these regional centers of excellence really are great ways to just establish a foothold, attract additional companies, and attract investment into the state. So I thought that was pretty interesting to see. We'll see how that unfolds as these 2 plants build out their footprint.
Yeah, and it's that flywheel that you're kind of mentioning where, if you're now an EV or, an electric car company, and you see all these suppliers right there. And as we think about like the supply chain issues that we've seen over the past year, and all of it's kind of being built in one spot, or at least, one of these hubs across the U.S. is now Northeastern Ohio, the Mahoning Valley. Like that's where these flywheels become really, really powerful and really, really cool. So fun to see, you're part of the state, not just talking about, the battery facility or the trucks or this or that, but kind of taking it to that next step and kind of building that other side of the ecosystem to it.
Right. And speaking of supporting a broad ecosystem, I think we have something coming up called Ohio Tech Day, September 24th. We have to dig into that, right? You just released the website. You just released all the details. So tell us a little bit about the event, Chris.
Yeah. So Friday, September 24th is going to be the first ever Ohio Tech Day, which is going to be a celebration of tech in Ohio to inspire that next generation of tech pros, which are high school students. And so we're going to be celebrating the people, the companies, and ideas that make Ohio Tech possible. We're going to design the day so there's a really strong component that include and inspire Ohio's high school students, because as I just mentioned, they are our next generation of tech and innovation pros. And so any company, any school district, any organization that cares about tech, cares about a strong tech economy, cares about workforce development and education, and students can get involved. Just go to ohiotechday.org. And Jeff, as you mentioned, we just announced this next week, and we've already had schools and companies from all different parts of the state that are reaching out to partner, get involved. There's no cost to partner, although we do have sponsorship opportunities. And it's going to be a really cool day. So there's kind of a couple parts. One is OhioX. We will be hosting and building and putting on one virtual event that's going to be designed and hosted for high school students to inspire them and get them involved in tech. And any student across the state's welcome to join at no cost. And then a second component to the day is we're going to be hosting and helping companies and organizations and schools across the state promote their tech, whether it's the people, the stuff going on at their campus or their business. And it's kind of a do-it-yourself event for the day. And so hopefully there's going to be like a virtual map with a bunch of different pinpoints of events happening from northeastern Ohio to southwestern Ohio and everywhere in between. So again, ohiotechday.org. Check it out. See how you can get involved and help celebrate tech in Ohio.
Sounds great. Well, it should be a good day. Obviously, we'll be talking a lot about that as we run up to Ohio Tech Day. Yeah. Looking forward to get everyone involved at all levels. And Chris, best way, should they opt into the email with their email address or just reach out to you?
Yeah, just ohiotechday.org. You'll be able to go there. There's an email collection. You can sign up to get updates and information. That's a great way. There's a form on the website. You'll see kind of the top right where you can get involved. If you have questions, comments, we're already setting up with calls and meetings with people. We'll also be hosting like webinars to kind of learn how your company can get involved. So we're going to be doing a ton of education in the lead up to it. So hopefully it's a really great day. And again, we'd encourage anyone who's passionate about this space to get involved.
Sounds good. Well, that's we're nailing our time on the head, right around 7 minutes. So I'd say that was a nice brisk update for the week. If anyone has anything to add, put it in the comments below, and maybe recommend some stories that we cover next week, because we're always looking for insights and input from everywhere from across the state, be it Northwest, Southeast, Southwest, Central. What you have it, right? So it's all together. Our community is what's making this happen.
All right. Thanks, Jeff.
All right, Chris. Thanks.